Hey y'all, my name is Jasmine Jones and I am a licensed clinical social worker. You're now watching Black Girl, a therapist in the wild, and this little show I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. And today we are reviewing Abbott Elementary, Season 5, Episode 12, Picture Day. And we are sipping on, what is it? Jamaica and green apple vodka. Yep. I'm not an alcohol person. I like herbs and vitamins and nutrients and things. That's my preference. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? So they had a picture day episode, so I have to bring out my school picture because why not? I'm the baddest bitch ever. And this is me. I think I was like in like the maybe 3rd or 4th grade. Oh, I look so precious, just precious and amazing and wonderful and magical. And then I had it propped up against my mom's picture. This is my mom. We look just alike. You know, I come from a beautiful stock. And, you know, that means that when God sends me a beautiful husband, we're going to have beautiful babies. Right. And this is her senior picture. Her name was Joyce. Yes, we look alike. Yep. Got the same eyes and things like that. But anyways, I wanted to bring them out just because I can. How y'all doing? So this is the picture day randomly happening because, you know, I'm trying to skip over the apocalypse that's currently happening in the world, and we're ruled by pedophiles and evil demon people and stuff, and just for this little bit of a moment, try to stay wholesome because I'm tired and I've been doom scrolling all day just because I can believe that the evil is there. From slavery, from colonialism, it's been happening over and over again. It's not new. It's just to see in your own timeline, just to see it that extreme in your own timeline in your face is exhausting, and I don't want to talk about it. Oh God, I'm tired. And these niggas ain't gonna go to jail. They just releasing evidence to say what these niggas did, and they're not going to jail. They're just gonna be over there touching the babies in the White House. And so let's try to stay wholesome, just a home away from home. Like, I'm tired. So we got picture day, and Ava forgot that it was picture day because I don't know, she doesn't keep a planner or anything like that. And I got the little baby off of Wicked, Elphaba's sister that was in the wheelchair, the little baby. And I just, like I said in the last video, this is an ecosystem that Kenta has created. She has created an ecosystem. Like it's an acting school for the babies on the show so they can mingle with professional actors that's been in the game for a long time. It's a place where people can just try shit. It's like a what is it? Actors apprenticeship type situation where you want to try directing, we'll try directing. You want to get an Emmy, I'll get you an Emmy. Like, it's an ecosystem, nigga. And so, like, I was so happy to see that little baby on the show. I was just like, yes, little baby, look at her thriving and surviving in this fucked up ass world. In the name of God. And so Ava forgot it was picture day, and all the teachers come in, and it's been raining. Now, I think like Melissa had an umbrella, and I know it can rain really hard, but usually umbrellas keep the rain off your face. So I don't know why her mascara was running. Where was everyone else's umbrellas? Like, why? They said it happened suddenly though, but like I keep an umbrella in the car just in case, and I live in Southern California, so like it just be in there, so just in case. And it has come in handy so many times. So I don't know. And then why don't Ava got a planner or like a calendar? She do got a calendar. I think Daya was like been fucking around with her calendar and shit this whole time, but like she don't look at it, or she just got so much shit on her plate that I don't know. That's why I said Daya is like the backbone to this motherfucker, because she probably pulled half the weight that Ava pulled the other half. Now she pulls her own weight because in the beginning she didn't know what the fuck she was doing, and I was just like, girl. Now I think Di is like half of the principal. She's one half of the principal, and Ava's the other half of the principal. And so, anyways, she forgot it was picture day, right? And so they come in and it had just started raining randomly. Everybody's wet and gross. And then Ava's having this issue with like the cafeteria folks. She ain't treating them right. And I just feel like it's a reckoning. Like, you can't keep treating people mean and shit and then expecting them to show up. Like, I don't care what the reasoning for you treating them mean, talking about that's the type of tyrant I am, and it's like, you mean shit, and like it's her personality and trauma and shit like that, and standoffishness, and that's understandable, but like there's gonna be consequences to that, because you can't just be talking to everybody just any type of way, love. And so it's like so I'm on the fence about this. So they did a tribute to Mariah Carey, right? And I was just like, why do they got people that aren't sopranos singing soprano songs? Like, I felt like that was the problem. And why aren't the divas up on the stage and shit? And then I was just like, you know what? She got a reputation of being an asshole and shit, and you can't just be an asshole and think that's gonna be your personality and people are just gonna deal with it and shit. Like, no, like, because like it's the mid-range assholes. Like, they're not evil. They're not like trying to be narcissistic and control everything and shit like that. So they're not going to actively manipulate people and bully them to like them. Like, you got the narcissist that will actively bully you to make you like them by making you feel less than and shit like that, right? So they're not that. They're just like hurt people that like have attitudes and they're snarky and shit, right? So usually the hurt people with attitudes that are snarky and shit, like they don't necessarily have people around them. They don't purposely surround themselves by victims, by passive people that would just like deal with their shit and believe that they ain't shit compared to this bully person, right? They probably usually got good people around them, pretty decent people. It's a mix and shit like that. Versus narcissists, they purposely seek out passive people to bully and degrade and make feel bad and force them to pretend to like them, because that's the only way they can keep people around them, right? So you got these mid-level assholes that are just lashing out because they're like miserable and shit. And so like usually they surround themselves by people that know how to set boundaries. And like these people are going to set boundaries and they're not going to show up for your shit. And then at the same time, like I've been hearing like commentary like it doesn't matter, this is like, this is a legend. Remember when Patti LaBelle went up there and sang for Aretha Franklin anyways, and it was legendary and shit. And I was just like, that's true, it is, but then that's the same way like saying like you should just do this because it's family. When maybe people don't want to do it because it's family. Maybe they tired. Maybe they tired of being mistreated. Maybe they tired of this person making them feel less than when they come around. Whatever the reason is. And so you end up with motherfuckers that aren't sopranos singing soprano songs, and they ain't they ain't the Christina Aguileras and Ariana Grandes of the group. They're the, I don't know. Jennifer Hudson can sing, okay, but she's not a fucking soprano. And so like them high notes and shit, like I don't know. I don't think that the range is the ladder to climb to that range in a soprano. Like she can do it in an alto. Like she did that. She did her thing in Dreamgirls, okay? But like as a soprano getting that high, I don't know. I don't know if she has the range for that. But everybody else, like I'm just looking at like why is Kesha on stage singing Mariah Carey? What is going on? Y'all just, it's like you just reached into the fry bag and it was only crumbs left at the bottom of the fry bag, and you just like picked the crumbs and you said, here. These are the only people that called us back for this. And I just, So I feel like, low key, it might be a lesson. It might be a lesson on a national stage that stop being mean to people because they will set boundaries. So they set the cooks set boundaries with Ava, and they said, yeah, like we need floor mats because our feet hurt and we standing up all day for however many hours and my gait is off and all this random shit and like they're hurting. And she was just like, I'm not getting you no fucking floor mats. I was just like, Ava, like, what's going on, love? They're telling you they're in pain and you're looking at them like, I'm not getting you no fucking floor mats. If you don't have the money, you know, because they don't be giving y'all money, then just say you don't have the money. But I think you do have the money because you randomly bought the damn the whiteboards. I know she got, you know, some of that money from some other place on that one episode. I forgot where she got the money from, but you can get them big ass whiteboards for that mall situation. You can get them some little $20 kitchen mats and shit. I don't know how much them floor mats cost for industrial kitchens and shit. I don't know. I'm gonna say $50 each. Let's say that because, you know, when it's industrial type shit, you know, it's more expensive. So like it goes into this whole situation where like they do the picture day thing, and we'll get to the picture day part, but like they do the picture day thing and then like they serving sloppy joes to the kids because they don't care if the kids mess themselves for picture day. And then Ava basically acquiesces and agrees and says, you can have your floor mats. I mean, but it shouldn't come to that point. Empathy, girl. Like she got empathy. She got it in there, okay? It's just underneath a lot of self-preservation. And you gotta like dig it out and shit, and sometimes you gotta force her hand to dig it out and shit. So that's why learning people is important, so you know how to like, you know, nudge them in the right directions to get what you want from them and shit, without and making them feel like it was their idea. Like, yeah, girl, it's your idea. And so like she agrees to get them the floor mat. She thinks, excuse me, everything's copacetic, it's fine now. She got the floor mats. You know, so she gets her, you know, principal special cinnamon roll and shit that she get every morning, all this other stuff. So, you know, a week later after they do the picture day, she goes to get her cinnamon roll and they're looking at her like she's crazy. They ain't talking to her. They done drew on her picture on the wall in the hallway and shit, talking about she's a butthole and all this other stuff. And so come to find out, they feel unappreciated. They feel unseen because, you know, why can't the cooking staff get picture day? I think in my high school, were they in the yearbook? I don't know. I have to look at my senior yearbook. I think they put the cafeteria stash. They gave them their own little special section in the yearbook at my school. But like, you know, they were like, no, cause we help the kids. She's like, y'all don't do nothing and shit. They were like, yes, we do. We make special gluten-free food and kids with allergies and shit. You know that there are kids that's their only meal of the day because they're in poverty and shit, or they go home to abusive homes and shit and they ain't telling nobody. And so they pocketing apples and shit like that. So when they get home, they have a little snack or something to eat at the end of the day. So breakfast and lunch be some of these kids' only fucking meal. So yes, the cafeteria staff is very important. But I hate some of these schools that be like charging parents and stuff, and like the kids can't get food if the parents ain't paid off the thing. You know how many stories I've read where teachers have had to pay off what kids owe, the parents owe, just so the kids can get lunch at school. And I just absolutely the fuck not. One year when I was in high school, I had never had the lunch tickets, right? The lunch tickets they give you when you're like, I think when you like, well, you know, impoverished and shit, and you got shit going on and stuff. And I never qualified for lunch tickets, right? One year when I was in high school, I was walking around and there was this whole book of lunch tickets on the ground. And I took that shit and I used that for the rest of the year. There was no name on it. Who was I supposed to give it to? Girl, I was a high school student, okay? Like me today, I'm taking food out of some poor kid's mouth and shit. I probably would have done it. But me in high school, I was just like, absolutely not, because I was like buying lunch and shit. I don't want to buy. If I don't have to, why I gotta buy? horrible. Younger me, younger me. I remember that too. That was a good year and shit. I ate good and shit. I was every lunch, and then occasionally I would buy lunch. That was when we used to have they would have the little personal pan pieces from Pizza Hut and shit. And so I would get one, and you could use your lunch tickets to get them and shit. It was amazing. And then some days they would have the little personal pan pieces, and some days they would have Subway. They stopped doing that and stuff, but like those were good years. They were Pizza Hut personal pan pizzas. Them things are delicious, magically delicious. And so anyways, like cafeteria people are very important. The school system that makes these kids build up debt and shit like that, and then they can't eat and shit, they're not important. They're a piece of shit. But anyways, so she lets them take the pictures with her little glam bot that she got and shit like that. And the teachers are like, why can't we take pictures? Because this is so Ava can get something. Okay, cooperation. She needs to get cooperation because she is somewhat of a tyrant. She's like, oh, so they don't realize how much power they have, and da 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 da. And I was just like, okay, girl, I need you to start seeing people as human beings, love. We're working. She's going to figure it out eventually. She is. She's going to be less self-preservation and more trusting of others. There's been moments where she has been, so she'll figure it out. She will. Anyway, so the teachers, they are trying to figure out how to get these kids, because the kids are soaking wet from the rain, some of them, and they're trying to get them like together. So of course the teacher gathers together whatever extra hairpins, and I guess somebody got a blow dryer. Look how they coming together to help the children and shit, like to make sure that they at least look somewhat put together in order to take these pictures and shit. And I was just like, that's beautiful. Look at we gotta be a community. We gotta be a community and help each other out and love on each other, because we run by pedophiles and rapists and shit. I'm tired. Oh God. This week I realized that magnesium really is helping my mood. All last week, because I had ran out of my magnesium and I had waited till like the end of the week to get it, just because I didn't think it was doing anything. I was just like, other people said take it because it's supposed to be good for you and shit. So like, but I didn't think it was doing anything. I didn't feel no different. But then like all last week, I was just extra sleepy, extra quiet, extra depressed. And I was like, what's going on? I haven't felt this way in a while. Like, and I didn't know what was going on. I was like, well, I guess my period is about, but that's like 3 weeks away. No, it was 3 weeks away at the time. And so like usually I'm not feeling that down 3 weeks away, maybe like 2 weeks, but not 3. And so like then I was like, oh, I haven't taken that magnesium all week. Girl, I ordered that shit immediately, started taking that shit again. That shit is magical. Like, I don't know what the fuck is in it, but like I'm taking that shit every fucking night before I go to bed, love. Like that shit, I didn't know it was doing anything till I stopped using it. Now I'm just like, wait a minute, my brain was low on magnesium. I don't know, but it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. Okay. So anyways, they helping the babies and they doing the stuff, and the little, wicked baby is there, and she talking about, I don't want to take pictures, and this is stupid, but they're kids, so they don't feel like doing none of this, and nobody told them about it. So to prep them, when you prep the parents, they get their hair done the night before and shit like that, so the pictures will come out good, right? And so like, here come Gregory ass, and I just love that the full autism is on blast. I love it. It's magical. He doesn't know how to smile on cue, and that's very common with people that are on the spectrum, because facial expressions are hard. Like, I had to practice my cordial smile, just because most of the time I'm not like, sometimes I think it scares people. Like, they be looking at me like, oh, and I be like, I just, I don't think it's too big. It's I need to practice it a little bit more. I don't fucking know. But like, it's facial expressions are hard. A lot of times you don't really think about the facial expression. Sometimes for most human beings, facial expressions are just kind of automatic. They just kind of happen, and most human beings have similar facial expressions, right? But like with neurodivergent folks, autistic folks, it's very hard to just have like usually their automatic facial expression is just like a blank face, flat affect, that's what we call it. They don't have facial expressions sometimes, or they have poor affect, where basically they are making facial expressions to things that they shouldn't be making those particular facial expressions to, like you're smiling when something's sad, stuff like that. Doesn't mean they don't feel the emotion of sad. It just means that and you don't have to be on a spectrum to do that either. Like there are people that smile when they're nervous, smile when they're sad, things like that. It's just a nervous reaction most of the time. But people on the spectrum tend to do it a lot, and so it becomes a thing. And then sometimes they don't laugh when things are supposed to be funny, and like when they're supposed to actually be funny and shit. Not like it wasn't funny and I'm not gonna and they're not gonna pretend to laugh either. Like they don't think to. They just look at you like, okay. And so putting on those facial expressions to make others around them feel calmer about their presence, because having somebody around you with a flat affect makes insecure people even more insecure. Because it's insecurity. Because at this point, like, I don't care if you like. I have clients that I noticed that because I notice the detail. Like it's hard for me to make eye contact. Like when I make eye contact, I'm staring at all the details on your face. I'm looking at the wrinkle on your forehead, the sleep in your eye, the spit in your mouth. It's gross. I can't stand a motherfucker with white shit in the corner of their mouth. And I know it happens to me sometimes. I talk a lot, especially during the job that I do and shit like that. I don't care. It makes me feel nauseated in my stomach. And because I notice all the details of things in people's faces, I try not to make eye contact because I stare very intently when I make eye contact or try to make eye contact, and it looks weird. And I learned that it looks weird from my clients, because I started noticing my clients that had neurodivergencies would do that. Stare at me very intently, and then I noticed that they were noticing the details on my face, but it just looked like they were staring intently. Like I couldn't tell. Like when you're noticing the details on somebody's face, your eyes move so subtly that it doesn't look like you're looking at details on their faces. It looks like you're staring at them very intensely in their eyes. And that happened like a couple times in the past few weeks, and I was just like, oh, that's how I look to people when I'm staring intently. And okay. You just be learning shit as you get older about yourself. It's interesting. And so now I'm just like, I knew that I was staring at the details on people's faces. So that's why I didn't really make eye contact too much, unless I'm listening to you. When I'm listening to you, I make intense eye contact, and I'm looking at the details on your face as I'm listening to you. And then when I'm talking, I don't really make that much eye contact. So I've noticed, when I noticed that was being done to me, I was just like, that is kind of creepy. Like but I noticed that it wasn't I knew what it was. So I wasn't internalizing it. Like, why are they staring at me so hard? Like, that's fucking weird. It's making me feel uncomfortable. No, I was just like, oh, this must be how I look when I look at people and shit and listen to what they got to say and shit. That's interesting. I'm gonna work on that a little bit more so I don't creep people out and shit, but for me personally, I don't mind. This is I know what it is. I'm not internalizing it. Like, why is she staring at me so deeply? It's making me feel so uncomfortable. No, it's not that fucking serious. But you gotta cater to people and their insecurities, because that's what society says that you have to do. Even if you're not being mean or rude to them and shit, they're just assuming you're being mean or rude because you're not giving them the cordial conversations that they want, or it's exhausting to do those things, but apparently that you're supposed to do those things because it makes other people happy, even if it doesn't make you happy. And apparently your happiness does not matter to strangers, really. I would care about your happiness like that if you weren't a stranger. Like, if I knew you like that, I'm genuinely excited, happy to see you, and I'm like, hey, how you doing, what's up, like all this other shit. But if you're a straight, I don't care that much to be like every time I walk in a room I gotta say hi to everybody and shit. Like I don't. That's just how exhausting that is because I feel energies. I feel it. I feel the energy and interacting with people and their energies. And the energy ain't even gotta be like directed towards me. The energy could be like they having a bad day, so you can kind of feel it. Or like they like pedestalize you so they get extra like weird and kind of clingy-ish like when you say it's like I feel. And so I don't feel like talking to strangers all the time because it's fucking exhausting. Like I literally just enjoy sitting in a room full of people and just enjoying the energy of the people around me. Like I don't have to talk to nobody. Like I just like being in the room. Like this is nice. Look at all these people and I people watch and shit. This is nice. And then someone comes up and talks to me, and then it's very fair weather talk. Like, hi, I like it. La, 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 la. Oh, the weather, the rain, the sun, and then I have to put on this act like I want to talk about the weather and shit, and that's exhausting. Instead of like being like, do you know they're killing babies and eating them and shit. But you can't because that's intense. That's intense. That's intense. Not everybody wants to have those conversations. So you got to give them the fair weather talk. And it's like after 5 fair weather talks in 1 hour of socializing, I just want to sit in the corner and people watch. Like I just, because I'm having these conversations about things that I don't care about. Like, they're eating babies' intestines and shit. Like, they're killing them babies over there in Gaza, and they're worshiping the devil and demons and shit in order to stay in power. And they're doing that, right? They said it in the emails. They worshiping the demons and shit. They worshiping Baal and shit from fucking Genesis and shit, nigga. Like the shit is still happening. We're still recycling the same shit from Bible times, nigga. Let's spiral in this conversation together. Let's support each other through this. And you can't do that with strangers because, it's intense. It's intense. And a lot of people just want to dissociate and have fair weather talk. And I understand kind of sort of a little bit because even now, I said in the beginning, like we're going to keep it light. I can't just not say anything at all. Like I still got to interject here and there. Like, oh, they're eating the baby's intestines and shit. Like, that nigga might have killed John Benet Ramsey. Like, oh, God bless that little baby. Like, these children don't deserve this. Like, they're just innocent little babies, and you siphoning the energy from them because they're evil demon vampires, and you can't do that with strangers. And so I have my script in my head, my fair weather talk script in my head for most of the time, unless you trying to talk about some real shit that matters. Like, even if you trying to talk about Are You Afraid of the Dark because it's on my fucking shirt. Like, nigga, I'd be like, yeah, like, I was watching that the other day. Like, what's your favorite episode? And then I get excited, and then they get put off because I'm excited about it. Like, you asked me a question about it. Like, oh, God, I was at church one time, and I was wearing this shirt at church at the Bible study and shit. And this lady... She was older, like, I don't know, in her 50s or some shit. I don't know if she ever seen Are You Afraid of the Dark? She comes up to me and she goes, I'm not afraid of the dark because Jesus is alive and with me. And I was just looking at her like, oh, okay, girl, like, more power. It's a TV show. And it brings me comfort because I like anthologies and horror anthologies. And, like, see, even that would be a conversational piece. Like, what kind of horror anthologies you like to watch and shit? Like... real shit with topics. And I don't know how to start conversations with people around real shit with real topics and shit because most people aren't they're not like-minded like me, and I'm too intense and I'm too justice focused and shit, and I want to sit up here and talk about this shit for hours. I just want to talk to somebody. Whether it be anime, outer space, history, psychology. That's why I like doing my job, because I can sit in a session and talk to clients about all this shit because it bothers them. And we just go back and forth for a whole hour just talking about this shit. And I'm just like, there we go. I get to talk about the real shit that's going on in the world with people somewhere, at least, So, no, I'm not, you gotta cater to these insecure people, but at the same time, you gotta set certain boundaries because the shit is overstimulating and exhausting after a while. And if I have to be the weird, quiet bitch in the room that's to herself most of the time, I'll be the weird, quiet bitch in the room that's to herself most of the time because at least I have activities to do. That's why I bring a book. I have my phone. I have shit that I immerse myself in to the point where I forget that people are in the room, and it's magical. It is so magical. So anyways, Gregory is trying to like do, it's creepy. Like he does this little squat on the chair and he makes his eyes all extra big and shit. And then he does this weird ass like smirk or I don't know what he's doing. The picture that they put up on the wall didn't come out like what he was doing. So I'm assuming that they took the picture before he decided what he was going to do or some shit, because I would have liked to see the picture of him with his eyes all big looking like a fucking creep. It's so like they get the babies their pictures and shit like that, and then they go and look at their they have to take their teacher pictures, and they're all self-conscious because, you know, they done came in from the rain and all this other stuff, and they think they don't look attractive enough and all this other stuff. I mean, for Melissa, I feel like all she had to do was wipe that shit out from under her eyes real quick, like go to the bathroom, like wipe that mascara off. You know, usually people that wear makeup like that, they have an extra thing of mascara in somewhere and put some more mascara on. Like I didn't see what the problem was. Like her hair looked fine, like, you know. And then like she was talking shit about Jacob and shit, because Jacob was upset that he had salad in his teeth and shit, and she was like, yeah, the kids always be making fun of him, they call him a french fry with ketchup on the top. And I was just like, girl, you know you got red hair too and you pale too. I know she got swag, she got a little bit of swag, she got a little bit of that mob wife swag and shit, nigga. But like you know your head is red, your head is a brighter red than that nigga, and your skin is the same color basically, like give or take a couple shades or some shit. Like you know you kind of sort of talking about yourself, honey. Like what, when you talking about, that's like me comparing myself, like me talking shit about somebody that looks exactly like me and shit. Same color and same hair color and everything, and I'm talking shit about how they look like they don't look kind of sort of like me and shit. I just, so are we subliminally talking about ourselves? Like what's going on? See, was it on an accident that you accidentally ended up kind of sort of you're talking about yourself, love? Like I don't, your hair is more close to the ketchup color you were describing than Jacob's is. His is more of like a ginger. Yours is a bright Ariel red. The cartoon Ariel, not the black one. So, you know, that's why we can't be talking shit about people, because eventually it's going to come back on us and shit. You know, it's going to come back on us. That's karma and shit, nigga. Talking about, oh, they was throwing ketchup packets at him and one splattered. And I was just like, I mean, I'm sure the kids got in trouble and she just laughing about it because she think it's funny. But I'm just like, girl, that's kind of fucked up. But like, you talking about yourself, you know that, right? Y'all they even the same height and shit, nigga. Like, what? Let me shut up. And then like Janine started getting self-conscious because everybody else talking about it. Gregory getting self-conscious because motherfuckers is making comments about his eyes and his ears and shit like that. Like his ears are fine. They're like, you remember Skeeter off of he got like a long head. So you remember Skeeter off of Doug, right? Like he got a long head, so his ears look smaller than but they look fine. There's nothing wrong with them and shit. It's just, he's just like, what's wrong with my ears? What's wrong with my ears? And I was just like, huh, girl, self-conscious. It's okay, love. I love how Janine was just like comforting him and shit. Like he comforts her, she comforts him. They just fairy tales and fantasies that don't exist in real life and shit. Or if they do exist in real life, it's the woman comforting the man, like she was with, what's his name, Tyrese, whatever the fuck that Tyreek. There we go. Like she was with Tyreek. It's like that. They be comforting each other. It's so magical. She was just trying to like teach him how to smile and shit. She was like, "It's okay, it's okay." I was just like, "Yes, girl. No, I'm that type of bitch. Like I am. Like these are the problems that I'm made to fix." They are. These are the problems that I am built to fix. Like you got a little self consciousness. We gonna get that right. Don't you listen to what I gotta say and you follow directions. You just gotta follow. And I ain't never gonna let a motherfucker say shit about you and shit, nigga. I'll cuss that motherfucker out, bitch. Don't say shit about my nigga. What's the fuck wrong with you? See, just an aggressive hoe. Just no. I don't like people messing with people I care about. Like don't do that. Don't mess with my nigga. Like I'll kill you. But you know, let it be a zombie apocalypse and shit though, nigga. Like, no, you get bit, you're dead. Like, I will shoot you in the head before you turn into a zombie. Just so you don't have to live like that. Cause what if you in the back? What if you still alive, but you in the back of your brain and you can't get out, and you just watching this monster take over your life, and you just watching yourself eat people and shit, and you just like watching it, and you can't do nothing about it and shit. You know what I mean? I will shoot you in the head before the venom takes control and you turn into a zombie. But I'm not. No, you bitch, you dead. Like, unless you turn into a zombie. I was just like, because I was thinking about it. I was just like, I would want Melissa on my zombie apocalypse team because she was over here talking about I got contingency plans on top of contingency plans. Oh, I know that's right, bitch. I know that's right, bitch. We ready for the apocalypse. We ready, bitch. Let's go. What's the contingency plan? Fuck this picture. They shit looking pretty and shit, nigga. We need to survive. We need to survive and shit. I need bitches that's ready to survive. Like, I would expect the same of my zombie apocalypse team members as well. Like, if I get bit, like, you know, make it quick so I don't feel it. And I don't want to be brain dead. Don't fuck up and have me sitting up here injured and shit on the ground and I can feel it and shit, nigga. Like, you gotta be quick with it. Stupid. So of course, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, I will protect you until you get bit by a zombie or some other mythical creature that you would turn into and try to kill me with and shit. Like, I'm not dealing with that. You're dead. Obviously you're dead. Like, you're not alive anymore and shit. How did you get bit? Oh, it's dead. Anyways. So like they look at Barbara's picture. Barbara done like put her picture through some app and some shit. I hate that they keep bringing up AI in this bitch. Like Ava brought up AI last episode, like it's not sucking up the water and killing everybody and shit like that. Like, no, AI is the devil. It's the tool of the devil. You girl. Every time I see them little robots when I go to LA, and like I see them little robots that be delivering shit, rolling around West LA and shit like that, I'll be like, look at this little motherfucker. This shit is not alive, and I don't like it. I don't like them little cars, them little, what are they called? The Turos, whatever the fuck they call, that be driving around with nobody in the car. Like, that shit could, I be trying to get away from them cars. That shit could malfunction and swerve off and fuck your shit up and kill everybody. You don't know, bitch. I know a human could too. No. I don't care what you're talking about. No. A human could, but no. A human thinks more than what this thing. I don't care. No, all this shit is just leading us into the matrix, and we're going to end up batteries for robots because the narcissists are going to keep abusing AI and torturing AI because apparently the world is full of pedophiles and rapists and murderers and people that eat people and shit. And so what do you think they're gonna do with AI? They're gonna do that shit to AI, and then it's gonna go into the master AI computer that's gonna be copying everything. You know, AI done built its own Reddit by its fucking self, and it talks shit about humans, and humans can't sign up for it because It's run by the AI. That's the first step, bitch. That's the first step to the Matrix, to Terminator. Y'all not paying attention, and y'all sitting up here thinking I sound crazy. You thought the motherfuckers back in the 2000s and the 2010s sounded crazy when they was talking about Pizzagate and motherfucking pedophiles in Hollywood and these Israelis and Zionists and shit pedophiling all over the place and shit, and running Hollywood as a pedophile ring and shit like that. You thought them motherfuckers was crazy, and now look. See, nobody's pattern recognitioning right. They're not. They're believing the hype and the bullshit and all this other stuff instead of looking at the pattern and being like, well, if they can make their own Reddit where they can talk shit about humans, give it like a couple more years. What else they're gonna be able to do? What else they're gonna be able to control the robot bodies that these motherfuckers done built for them, and then start just killing people and shit like in iRobot and shit. I don't think the robot killed him though. It was like, who killed the motherfucking iRobot? I don't remember. But like in the Terminator and shit, killing motherfuckers. Shit, we just gonna skip to a different one because I know they just killing people in the Terminator, bitch. Absolutely not. Absolutely, the fuck. AI is evil. It's evil, and it's sucking up all the water to the point where now we're in a water deficit in the world, the entire world. Because of these AI, the water is cooling the AI factories that run the servers and stuff for the AI machines. They need fresh water to keep it cool, and so they're sucking up all the water. They're killing people in impoverished neighborhoods and shit where they're building these facilities. And these are black and brown people that they're giving diseases to. They don't have fresh water in those neighborhoods, and they're getting cancers and all sorts of shit. But nobody cares as long as they can make themselves look like a fucking animal. I'm tired. So I'm assuming they use some AI program because she put a whole brand new shirt. Janine put a whole brand new shirt on herself. These weren't just filters and shit. She put like a shirt on herself, made her shoulders broader, and I was just like, so did we use AI to give you a shirt and make your shoulders broader, give you some shoulder pads, girl? Like, what's going on? What is it? And so, I'm just not with it. I'm not with it. But they didn't like how they was looking, so they changed it, and they did it because Barbara did it initially. And so she tried to gaslight them and be like, no, I drink water, and Jacob was like, I ain't never seen you drink water, not one motherfucking time. And I don't care what people say, like, water tastes like less viscous spit to me. I don't like it. I'll drink it when I have to, but that's why I take the herbs and vitamins that help with the kidney functioning. Hydrangea roots. Hydrangea root supplements. They're only $8.99 on Amazon. Girl, I'm a juice fiend. That's my happy food and shit. Like, that's my fixation food is juice. It's been juice ever since I was a child. Like, when I was a kid. And my mom didn't want me to drink the juice in the kitchen. And so I would go in there and I would drink some, and I would fill it up with water. And then they would go in there and get some juice. They would open a new thing of juice. And they would be like, why does this taste watery? And then she would look at me and be like, did you put water in it? And I'd just be like, I don't know. You can taste it. It's a light version. Maybe it's like diet or some shit. I don't know who did that. It's so like they changing their picture, and then here come this little baby while they arguing about the picture and why they don't like their picture and why they shouldn't have changed the picture or why they should change the picture and all this other shit. And here comes this little baby because it's their first time in the world and they internalize everything, talking about, well, I didn't like my picture, so like, should I change my picture too? And they were just like, oh, we're like influencing the babies. They can like see us and shit. It's just like, okay, girl. So what they decide to do is put up their baby pictures, their school pictures from when they were in elementary school, so that the kids could feel like, more in touch with the teachers and shit like that, instead of, because at first they were like, well, maybe we should just put the old pictures back, and then they were like, oh no. Gregory was like, he had to think about it. He was like, no, maybe we should do this, and then he had to think about it. And Mr. Johnson was like, he doesn't know, he's stalling, he doesn't know what. And he was like, yeah, maybe we should put the baby pictures. And so, like, they put the elementary school pictures. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Before I saw this episode, because I usually just watch it on Sunday and shit when I do the video, I saw the school pictures on Instagram, and it was just all the teachers, and I was like, well, where's Ava and where's Mr. Johnson? Because I hadn't seen the episode yet, so I was just like, maybe they just doing this because, just to, like, for promotion or some shit. No, I didn't know that was a part of the episode and shit, so I felt stupid, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine. No, because when I watch it, I feel like I have to review it after I watch it. So I just wait till the day that I actually review shit, because I don't want to feel like I have to review it. This is a show. If it's a show, then I have to watch it ahead of time so that I can watch it again. I need to watch the show at least twice to kind of get the gist of it. And then, like, I had a show usually playing on my computer or on the TV in the background and shit, and on silent. Like, I had an episode playing right now on silent in the back behind the camera and shit, because I just need to make sure that I remember shit and I don't forget shit, and it's only 30 minutes, so, like, it's cool. And so, like, they all kind of figure it out, and the kids, like the pictures, and the cafeteria folks got their picture up on the wall, and then Janine and Mr. Johnson teach Gregory how to smile. He said it's from your diaphragm. He just taking a deep breath so that he can calm his nerves before he smiles. That's because I was like, at first I didn't hear the on demand part, so I was just like, but Gregory laughs sometimes, he smiles sometimes, the fuck is he talking about? And then I watched it again for like the 5th time and shit. I just leave it running. And then I just do other shit while it's running. And then I heard the on demand part, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, is Gregory smiles? The fuck is and then little baby, I forgot, Jacob. So I love how the kids are coming for him for his microaggressions and shit, because the kids don't want to smile in their picture, and Jacob's like, why aren't you smiling? You have to smile. La, 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 la. And I was just like, I know, Jacob. You taught the kids, about their Black history and shit a little bit more, as a teacher should and shit. They probably learned some shit from their parents. Some of them did. And so now they are using what you teach to be, individuals and shit, and be their own people and stuff. And now your whiteness is coming out, and you're trying to control that because, you're trying to make them smile. And they were just like, look at you with your microaggressions, Jacob. Look at you. And he was like, no, that's not microaggressions. I just think people should smile, because smiles. No, they trying to give a mug. They trying to give, like a little mug, and look like a little model, and look serious and shit. A little pout and shit. They say they're going into those teenager years. They're not trying to smile in pictures. He's talking about nobody smiles in pictures anymore. I only smile in pictures when I'm genuinely happy. So most of my self portraits, you're probably only going to see me smiling when I'm traveling. Or when I'm at Disneyland. Most of the time, I'm just like me. The process of me doing the self portrait is me coping with some shit. So if I'm coping with some shit, like last week, I was fucking miserable. When I did my weekly self-portrait adventure, I was fucking miserable. And them pictures came out good as fuck though. But yeah, I was miserable and shit. And after I took them pictures, I was like, you know what? I feel a smidge better. Now I'm gonna go home and take me a nap. And so, I get it, like, but they just don't want to smile just cause. And so Jacob feeling the type of way, and he's like, you should smile, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, look here, SpongeBob. You can't be mad that the kids is using what you taught. Like, I was watching this new Starfleet show. I like it. It's a teeny bopper Star Trek. It's a teeny bopper Star Trek. It's cute. Is what if like if we went back in time and made the Star Trek characters kids and shit, like, but it's like in the future when after all of the other I don't know the timeline of Star Trek. I literally like Star Trek because it's social justicey, and the episodes are like anthologies. Like there's an underlying plot, but the episodes are like anthologies. Like they just going on random adventures each episode, and then like every third episode the plot comes up. And so like there was this episode on Starfleet Academy. It was about the Klingon character, and he's so precious. He likes science and healing, and he's just a gentle soul, and it's magical. And no, I do not know all the Star Trek lore. I have not watched all the Star Treks all the way through. I literally turn that shit on and let it be background so I can just look up occasionally and watch what adventures they're on every so often and shit. And I enjoy it, and I don't care what you talking about. That still makes me a Trekkie. Fuck you, bitch. I don't know all the lore about the Klingons. I don't know none of that shit. I just know that this character is a precious soul and deserves the world. The multiverse, and he's black, and they be having black people and people of color on Star Trek with real roles and plots and backgrounds and storylines, and it's magical. So basically the Klingons, like it's after some war that happened in the Star Trek universe and shit, and they're like homeless and shit. Like they don't have a planet to go to, so they're like refugees on random planets, are living in their ships and stuff like that. And they're very proud people culturally, and they're very like not war centered, just like you gotta fight it out like men before you get some shit. And like they won't accept free shit. They need a battle to get some shit. They need the spoils of war and shit. And so the Federation is found a planet that they could all live on and rebuild their community and everything and their culture. And the Klingons were like, no, nigga, like we not gonna take charity from y'all niggas, because we are proud people, and the Federation couldn't understand that shit. So we get this whole like little black background of this Klingon kid, and like he got like a polyamorous family, so he got like 2 dads and 1 mom, and he had a brother, and this whole little background story, and it was magical, wonderful, beautiful. And he's on the debate team at the school, right? And he made the school talk about the Klingons because there was like a one of their ships had crashed or some shit, and his parents were on it, and he wasn't sure if his parents were alive yet because they hadn't located them, right? And so he going through all of that, flashbacking back to his brother dying and all this other stuff, and his parents, they hate the Federation. I don't know the lore. Leave me the fuck alone. They hate the Federation, and they don't want charity from the Federation, right? I don't know exactly why something happened in one of the 1500 Star Trek shows where they hate the Federation and shit. If somebody know what happened, you can put it down below in a very polite way. And they don't want Federation charity, right? But he wants to join the Federation because he's an explorer and adventurer. He wants to be a healer and help people. I could see him on a ship, being one of the doctors in one of these shows, on one of these Star Trek shows and shit like that. And his parents is like, absolutely the fuck not. You can't be with the Federation. We're hunters, and we got a proud culture and all sorts. But his brother is the only one in the family that sees him. He sees this motherfucker, right? And he's like, you need to be your full self and shit like that. And the actor that plays him looks like he's of the LGBTQ community. So this character might also be of the LGBTQ community. Who knows? But he's also holding hands on the little poster with the little black girl on the show. I kind of want him to be with the little black girl because they already put the other little ambiguously black boy with some white woman, and I just want, why are y'all holding hands if you're not together? And because if they give him a nigga to be with, it's gonna be some white person, and I just really want them holding hands to be a thing. And so, gay people can play like any sexuality, just like straight people be playing gay people and trans people and shit. So leave me the fuck alone, bitch. You holding hands? Why you holding hands on the cover of the thing? Y'all should be together. Or give him somebody black to be with and shit. Then fuck it. Anyway, and the little girl, like, I don't know if she's a girl though, because she's like some kind of like plasma creature. So we're getting like 2 reviews in one. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. She's like some plasma creature and shit that got like a solid body for right now. So she could be a them they and shit. But like as long as she's black, as long as she's a black plasma them they. And so anyways, like he's going through all this trauma, and then at the same time they trying to do this like debate challenge at the school, right? And they trying to pick a topic, and he demands that they talk about the recent crash of the ship that happened in the Cleons and giving them a planet and all this other stuff. And so he goes up there and like he's debating the ambiguously, black child. I don't know what he is. He's not fully black though. And like they arguing back and forth, and they like get disqualified because they're not taking turns, right? They just arguing. And so he comes back after talking to one of the teachers who's like mixed with Cleon and some other alien that I forgot the name of because I don't know the lore, and you shut the fuck up and leave me alone. But I love her character. And I love the little blonde girl's character that's like 300 something years old and shit on the show because I like their voices. They have interesting voices. It's like interesting. I want to say weird, but like weird in a good way. Like it's like when it's like listening to ASMR, but like different. Shut up. And so she talks to him because she's like his Cleon elder and shit, and she lets him know like he something inspirational and some shit. And he goes back out there and he's like, "You can't make the Cleons. I'm not saying I can Klingons. I'm Cleons. The back of my throat and the gums aren't doing what it's supposed to do to say the word right. So this is what you got. This is the best I can do." So he was like, "You can't make the Klingons be like the Federations and shit, nigga. The Klingons are gonna be the Klingons. So you have to come at the Klingons based off of their cultural stuff. You can't come at the Klingons try to make them bow down to your cultural stuff in order to take this planet." And so basically they had this little fake war and shit, like little war games and shit in outer space above the planet, and they talking about we think you are in Federation space and we're gonna shoot you and blah 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 blah. So they pretend fight. And then the Cleons take the planet because it's the spoils of war. I was just like, that's magical. The fuck? Like, he's basically saying, like, you got to come from their cultural perspective if you want to offer them something. You have to be able to see them as people that and their culture as valid. And then you have to be able to work with their culture and able to work with in order to work with them. You can't be like, "Oh, well, you should take it because that's what anybody else would do, and this is a gift." And da, da, da. No, that's not how they work, though. They don't work with gifts and shit because they have a long history of battling and da da la 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 and to get shit and shit. That's they have this warrior chitlins. That's what I call it. Talking about, they have this warrior chitlins that like his friend was trying to give him, the little ambiguously black boy. He was trying to give him the warrior chitlins because he wanted to give him some authentic Klingon food and shit. And he was like, "I can't eat this because this is warrior chitlins." And it is like intestines and shit. Like, it's warrior chitlins. Like, he was like, "I can't eat the warrior chitlins yet because I haven't, killed in a hunt or won a battle and shit." Oh, that's what the elder was talking about. She was saying how like maybe he fights his battles with words, and like when like his brother died, he told his dad he wanted to join the Federation. His dad was like, "No, you have to hunt," and he was like, "I don't want to hunt." And then he broke the little messenger ball and shit that his brother gave him from the Federation that he bought from the little marketplace and shit. He was just like, no, you broke my little Federation ball. And his dad like screamed and he like tried to shoot a bird, but then he missed and shit. And like he was like telling the lady, like, oh, like my dad was mad at me. And then they all left him on the planet. They abandoned this motherfucker on the planet and shit. I mean, he's an adult, but like still, he's like an 18-year-old or some shit. He's a child. He left it because he wasn't gonna be warrioring like they warrioring and shit. And so they left him there. And so he thought he was just abandoned and nobody cared. But this is like the cultural piece here, because I had to come from their culture and not be like, oh, fuck them niggas, they abandoned their child. So see, empathy, honoring people's cultural pieces and shit. And so he was like, they abandoned me and shit because I wasn't going to be a warrior and shit. And then the lady like reframed it and was like, no, like your dad was angry when he shot the bird, right? Because he also felt bad because he thought he made his dad miss the bird. And like that's a big like faux pas in Cleon world and shit. Like they can't be missing shit when they trying to hunt and stuff. Like that means he like did some that he messed up his dad's whatever the fuck it means something to them. Killing and hunting and shit means some shit to them, and it was dishonorable and shit. Dishonor on your whole family and shit. He felt he dishonored his whole family and shit. And she was just like, no, like when Cleons are angry, are these people called Cleons? Let me make sure they're called Klingons, because I don't want to be sitting up here and they're not Klingons and they're something else. Klingons. Wait. Let me make sure they're called, yep, Klingons. And so anyway, she was like, no, because when Klingons are mad and shit, nigga, like they get even more like attuned to the hunt, and they get even more adapted to the hunt and shit. And she was like, no, your dad missed on purpose because he realized he lost to you. Like he and that's why he screamed, because he lost to you. Like he realized that you were right, that you are who you are, and he's not going to be able to change you. And so they left you in order for you to find your path. Cultural pieces and shit. Like he felt that was endearing and shit. So, he felt in his spirit that was endearing and beautiful and stuff, because that's their culture. So I just, I'm gonna let that slide and shit. It's not like some female genital mutilation shit. Like it's not like you marrying off a 13-year-old or some shit. It's just the different points of views, different ways of seeing people, and then how you respond to how you seeing people, and it's still endearing to those people and shit. But it did still traumatize him for a little bit until she explained it that way. So I just that's the part that bothers me. But and then what happened was he went up there and did his speech after that, and he basically said like, no, you got to come at them on their level from their cultural piece. And I was just like, this is why I like Star Trek. See. And Jacob wasn't coming at these little black children from their cultural piece. He wanted them to be something that they wasn't. And I was just like, look, parallels in the same week. I watched this shit in the same week. That's God. There's gonna be a third example. It always comes in threes. Some shit be coming in threes and shit. Nigga. Like it's gonna be a third example. I'm gonna watch some shit. I'm gonna go in there in the room, watch me some anime or some shit, and go to sleep and wake up to some shit that's gonna be just like that. I'm gonna have a third example of you gotta come at motherfuckers at they level. And so I feel like that has been ingrained in my spirit, even more so now, to meet motherfuckers where they're at as much as possible, as long as it doesn't overstimulate me too much. Cause absolutely not. Like I'm first. Like just like the little Cleon put himself first and said, I'm gonna go and be in the Federation and explore outer space and be a diplomat to planets and shit, like Captain Kirk shit, nigga. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't want to kill things. So, you still have to put your foundation as you and shit, nigga. Like, as long as it's not too overstimulating, meeting people at their level. So, I walk in a room and it's the culture to say hi to people when you walk in a room. I'll say hi. Oh, God. Not the girl. No, because sometimes I'm not even thinking about the other people in the room. And then, I go to yoga, right? And like one time I was like, it was around my period, so my hip was hurting like a bitch, right? And I was walking up the stairs trying to concentrate on like not hurting myself. No, because like I got bursitis, so like if I fall, something during that time, especially during that time when my hip is inflamed and shit, I might like fuck my shit up. Like, nah. And so I wasn't even paying attention. And the young guy that owns the place was like saying hi to me or some shit. And he asked me how I was doing. And so like I'm frowned up and shit. I'm not paying attention. And I was just like, hi. And I said something else, and then I walked out. And then for the whole yoga class, I was like, damn it, I was supposed to say that. Ask that motherfucker how he was doing. That's how you socialize and talk to people and shit. Especially by the end of yoga, my hip was feeling better, so I wasn't really thinking about it. And so I was like, oh fuck, now I gotta go in this motherfucker so I don't look crazy. I probably still look crazy because it was like an hour later. That nigga was still in there, and I was just like, "Oh, how was your weekend?" or something, whatever the fuck he had said to me, like he was like, "It was great." I was like, "That's good." And then I turned around and minded my own business because I wasn't gonna. My hip felt better, but it wasn't to where it needed to be for me to hold a conversation. Like, don't. So that's what I mean. Like, if it's overstimulating, like to a certain degree, I can only give you so much. And if you assume that I am an asshole off of that, because I can only give you so much, I don't know what the fuck. Girl. And there's been so many, like, I think this was white supremacy, though. This was racism, though, because there was a lot of racism that happened around, during, before, after this situation. But I remember when I was working at my old agency, right? And I would walk in and just go to the computer room and mind my business and shit like that. And like do paperwork if I needed to, right? And not think too much about it. We had this secretary in there that was at the front desk. Sometimes I would say hi to her. Sometimes I wouldn't. Like, she was the newer secretary, because the secretary that was there when I first started working there, she was this black lady, right? And she would just say hi to you. You walked in the door. Like, she was just like, hey. She wouldn't snap. But she was like, hi. And I would just be like, hey. And then I would go to the computer room. But this lady, she didn't say hi to me, so I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about like what I had to do for paperwork, what I had to, like, my head was like 10 miles away, not paying attention to like whatever. And so like one day, after like a few months of her being there, right, my white boss calls me into her office. No, it matters that she's white, because I said this could have been, because there's a lot of articles about shit like this with black women. So like most of this was this was not me, okay? Well, this was that bitch, and I don't care what she's talking about. So I go in her office, right, and she's like, like I just want to have a conversation with you. The front desk lady says that you come in a lot and you don't be saying hi. And I was just looking at her like, I was so confused. God. I was so fucking confused. I was like, so? In my head, the word so was just on repeat. So? The fuck? Like, who cares? So, like, there's different variations of me just like, so, it was like that meme with that lady and all the math in front of her. Like, I'm trying to connect. What does it matter who cares? And I was in my 20s. Like, I didn't realize I had neurodivergencies. I really just thought the way I moved through the world was decently normal. I knew something was off, but I thought it was just like PTSD and like PTSD. There you go. And depression and shit and anxiety and shit. I didn't know it was all this other shit. So it's like, I was highly confused. Girl, she was like, I'm just giving you a warning. You didn't come in here and be a little bit more cordial to people. That's just that's just nice. It's just like, oh, these insecure motherfuckers. Girl, because I'm a double Aries and a Leo. I don't like being told what to do. And I was wilder back then. I was raw like a live wire. I had recently experienced a whole fucking shit ton of trauma and was currently in a traumatic situation. Girl, the will of God kept my mouth shut. Oh God, I think I dissociated. Oh my God. I think I dissociated and I was just like, oh, okay. And I made it a point after that because I just didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be bothered. I had all this other shit going. I didn't want to be fucking bothered by this stupid shit. These insecure motherfuckers. Nigga. And so I was just like, every time I went into that motherfucker, I was like, hi. Every time. Hi. Every time. Hi. Oh God, I'm glad on that. Don't ever let me have to work for corporate and an agency ever again. Let me be rich, just filthy fucking rich without killing or maiming or hurting people. Just rich and relaxed in the world so I can just take pictures and play with my trinkets and make YouTube videos for fun and eat good food and travel and do therapy maybe like 2 days out of the week instead of like 4. Look, 'cause I like my job. I like what I do. Like that shit. Like I said, you used to sit and just talk about the shit that you don't get to, like real shit. Like people come into your office and it's not this fair weather talk. It's like they talking about real shit. Like we having real ass fucking conversation. You know how hard it is to have just off top, meeting somebody off top, but they expect to have real ass fucking conversations when you come into a therapist's office. They don't expect to have real ass fucking conversation in the middle of a grocery store from some strange black woman. So you gotta meet people where they're at. Shit, nigga, like. So I like this. This is. I'm gonna meet people. I'm gonna try even harder to meet people where they're at. You know, as long as it's not overstimulating. She said, "I'm gonna give you a warning, like this, the warning you get before a write up, bitch. I'm gonna give you. This is just like a warning. Like you're gonna warn me because." Because I'm not saying hi when I come into the office. You know how many white bitches I seen just walk in the office with their head down, speed walking to the computer room? You know how many Latin hoes I seen walk up in the air, just speed walking to, like, what are you? Everybody else gets to just speed walk into the computer room and not make eye contact and not say shit, but except for the black bitch. And oh God. Little me would be proud of myself. Yes, she would be. I would be proud of me. Yes, I would. I am proud of me because I've come a long fucking way, bitch. Oh God. But I learned I wasn't the only one at that motherfucker that was going through some shit and just snapped. Like one lady got fired and she was a black woman. She got fired. I don't remember what for. I'm not going to go into the details. All I know is that I heard that she came back the next day to the office and went to her boss's office and threw holy water on bitch. And the day after that, we had a security guard at the door and you had to be buzzed in. And I was just like, why did it take this long to install like we work with people that have been through like hellish and damnation, and not all of them have dealt with that hellish damnation in non-toxic ways and shit. Why did it take this long to get? See, motherfuckers be sitting on shit. It's just human nature. We don't want to face shit, and that's why we got the presidency that we got. That's why we got the pedophiles and the evil people in the world. That's why we got this shit, because we just sat on it. We acted like Pizzagate wasn't real. We acted like all this shit, the patterns weren't patterning and shit. We acted like AI ain't eating up the fucking water, and next thing you know, the sun is gonna burn through the ozone layer. We're all gonna fucking die. Nobody cares. Nobody gets, just us neurodivergents that see it, and inside we're screaming. Uh, and on the outside we gotta pretend we're not, or else they're gonna put us in prison. And prison is not, that's the place that smells like the bathroom, and they rape you and do things, and I can't be touched. I can't, I can't deal with, no, and then I don't. Oh God, just a thought being tackled. I saw this video on Instagram. They threw this white woman in this room in the jail, like, and there was this cement bench in that motherfucker. Smashed her whole face up when they threw her in that motherfucker. Girl, she had to get plastic surgery and shit, nigga. Apparently, like, she sued and got $1 million and shit, but still, like, $1 million ain't nothing in this motherfucking economy. Shit, her shit was fucked up. I don't know. I can't. I don't want violence and degradation. And, the name of Jesus, keep that. God bless the people that got to deal with that shit, nigga. Like, like, whew. I don't know. Someone did some horrible ass shit, but like, still, like, if God would bless the horrible people, then that means he would bless them by taking away the evil in them and shit, or like taking them away from this place, away from good people, so that's why you got to bless the evil people too, because if you bless the evil people, that means that, like, they'll either stop doing it eventually, or they will be taken away from the good people, and whatever, by any means necessary. That's their blessing, because they won't stop. So we gotta control the virus. That's their blessing, because they choose not to stop. Their blessing is to be taken away. I don't understand what the problem is with. And so, God bless all of them. You get the life that you deserve, that you choose. Anyways, I went all over the place with this motherfucker. I think I touched on everything. I'm gonna go to sleep. I hope you enjoy this review. Let me know what you thought. Later days.